ABC 36 News Now starts with breaking news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug High.
And I'm Lyssa High.
We begin with breaking news tonight as the state of Kentucky continues to recover from last night's deadly storms. Less than 90 minutes ago, Governor Andy Beshear gave an emotional update from Laurel County on the deadly storms, speaking on numerous fronts, requesting for federal disaster aid, the boots-on-ground response, including 70 members of the Kentucky National Guard and Black Hawk helicopters, and activating price gouging laws and emergency medication initiatives.
18 people are now confirmed dead, 17 in Laurel County and 1 in Pulaski County. And the governor says that number could rise as rescue crews continue to search through the debris. Governor Beshear says the Commonwealth has faced tragedy before and reminds Kentuckians that we will get through this together and that we have carried a tremendous weight in natural disasters.
Still receiving medical condition right now, with others still receiving medical care. 14 federally declared disasters, 13 of them weather, and this is one of the worst.
Governor speaking on 14 natural disasters during his time in the chair, and this being one of the worst. Crews are still clearing roads, restoring power across several counties. Emergency shelters remain open, and volunteers are working around the clock to help those impacted. Among the lives lost, the Laurel County Fire Department is mourning one of their own, Major Roger Leslie Leatherman. He was fatally injured while responding to the devastating tornado. Major Leatherman served the community for 39 years with courage and sacrifice.
The department asks that you keep his family, friends, and fellow responders in your thoughts and prayers. And as the search and recovery efforts continue, officials urge everyone to stay clear and let first responders work safely. Well, we're going to go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck. He's joining us now so he can talk about the weather impact day Kentucky had.
Yep. TG, we were with you in Dillon G'day all evening and just heartbroken as we watched this from our weather center with you in real time last night.
Yeah, it's a really tough deal because, you set the table, you talk about the higher risk, you hope it doesn't materialize. Usually it doesn't. We haven't had anything like this here in central and eastern Kentucky since March 2nd, 2012. So it has been a while, but a lot of folks here in central Kentucky even unaware that this happened because it was late in the evening until you got up this morning. So let me show you the actual storm here. This was a long-lived supercell. This was the first cell that developed all the way back into southwestern Missouri. It lasted 12 hours and covered more than 500 miles. And as it approached the Somerset area, it just really got its act together. Our shear marker, again, you can see the little bit of a hook there. That was just before 11. The purple blinking boxes, that was a confirmed tornado at that point. And of course, it rolled right across London, doing a lot of damage, and it was still showing signs of some issues working all the way through Leslie and into Perry counties before it dissipated. What I really want to show you is this gave us an indication that it was on the ground and doing damage. Our debris detector, what it looks for the consistency of the shapes and sizes of the targets along the radar beam. So raindrops have a higher consistency, so it's more uniform, and it's usually red and orange. But if you get a drop in that consistency, that means the variable is much, much higher. So you've got different shapes, meaning tree limbs, parts of homes, whatever. So this is what we look for, the debris ball as we call it. Notice as it got toward Nancy, it really ramped up, and there's Somerset and down US 27 near Southwestern High School. It was on the ground, did a lot of damage there, and notice how it got even darker east of Somerset because more debris was being lofted after striking Somerset there, and then it rapidly approached I-75, London, and of course, right there along the interstate, Keavy Road, London Corbin Airport, Sublimity City. It was on the ground, and then eventually it continued to work its way off to the east and then finally lifted. But of course, This kind of radar technology gives folks plenty of lead time that it was coming, and unfortunately, in cases like this, when you're dealing with strong tornadoes, you're going to have a lot of destruction and unfortunately some fatalities as well. Obviously, a quieter day today, good for folks to try to recover, and that should continue tomorrow. I'll tell you more about it in your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, TG. Well, the City of London is still working to recover after those deadly storms devastated parts of Kentucky.
And that's where we find ABC 36 meteorologist Dylan Gaudet live in Laurel County with the latest on recovery efforts across the city and county. Dylan, what have you been seeing?
Doug, Lyssa, TG, just utter devastation here in the City of London. We are just on the southeast side of the airport. So as Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck was mentioning, as the system passed over I-75, moved over the airport, and then here on the southeast side, that's where you're seeing a lot of this damage. And you follow me here, we've got trees down, we've got shingles all over the place. Here directly behind me, this is a mobile home and what's left of this mobile home. A prime example of why we say in violent tornadoes, this is not where you want to be. Any tornado, you do not want to be in a mobile home, because this was taken off of the mobile home's foundation here behind me and flipped. You can see the counterclockwise winds taking these trees, taking that mobile home and flipping it. If you're inside of that, there's no safe place to be but out of that and into a sturdy structure. So just an example of the damage and the power that these tornadoes can have. I will say I've had encouraging conversations with people saying when they had the warning come up on their phone that they were able to get in the most interior room within their home and potentially save their lives, because a lot of these buildings and homes, you can see walls taken off, you can see the roofs taking off of a lot of these buildings, but what's left is the center of the home in a lot of places. Now, on the other side of I-75, unfortunately, Sunset Hills neighborhood, a different story, much more devastating damage there. We were just able a couple hours ago to actually get in there and see some of the devastation, and it is just gut-wrenching for sure. So this is going to be a long road to recovery here. That goes without saying for our friends here in Laurel and over in Pulaski County. It's going to be a difficult time for a lot of folks, and we'll be with you, standing here with you as Kentuckians, as Governor Beshear mentioned in his address here today. Reporting live in Laurel County for ABC 36 News Now, I'm meteorologist Dylan Gaudet.
All right, Dylan, thank you for that. And you can hear the chainsaws behind Dylan moving toward that recovery. Well, we're in the aftermath of a devastating tornado near the London Corbin Airport where entire neighborhoods were torn apart.
ABC 36's Jane Davenport takes us to the heart of the destruction and speaks with survivors who say they are lucky to be alive.
We are in the aftermath of a devastating tornado near London Corbin Airport. You can see just how powerful these winds were, knocking over this massive truck. Now, if you look over here, this entire neighborhood, not a single house went untouched from those powerful winds. Roofs blown off, windows shattered. We spoke to victims who say they're lucky to be alive, but now starts the cleanup process, and they say they don't know where to begin.
This is a nightmare. I don't even have words I don't even know where we'll begin to rebuild.
Shelly Gregory lives with her family off Old Whitley Road. Her brother lives in this house across the street. Her 85-year-old father in this house where he was sleeping when the tornado ripped through their neighborhood.
And the ceiling had fell in on him in his bed, and so it cut his head, and then it cut his legs some too. But overall, we're blessed that he's still alive.
Families walking through the rubble, searching through debris and checking on each other after waking up to the devastation Saturday morning.
I've never seen it up close like this, and then my work got hit, Maximus. I don't know how long we're going to be able to work.
Search and rescue teams scavenging through remains of homes, looking for survivors and offering assistance to families. At South Laurel High School, volunteers have set up a place for victims to receive water, food, supplies, and more.
This town has been so wonderful because everybody has started bringing in. We've got blankets, we've got pillows, we've got cots. So we're just trying to give a little bit back to the public.
Many people left only with the clothes on their backs, all of their belongings swept up in the high-powered winds.
I don't have family or anything, so I'm hoping FEMA's going to be able to help me.
Victims describe the harrowing moments they took cover.
I kind of closed my ears, but I could still hear, just like you would be at a train stop waiting for the train to go by, and you hear it jarring, and then the bathtub was jarring, and then you could hear the wind coming and feel the wind coming underneath the door.
We hunkered down in the closet, and then all of a sudden my bedroom window busted and blew glass all over my bed.
First responders, volunteers, and organizations from all over are now working to support the needs of this community.
We have families that have lost everything. I mean, their house is right down to the ground.
Victims say they're thankful for their neighbors and surrounding communities who are coming together to provide relief and donations to help rebuild what the tornado destroyed. In Laurel County, Jane Davenport, ABC 36 News Now.
Well-described, terrifying moments.
Yes, utter, just complete destruction of everything around them. So much work ahead of them, too. Well, as crews continue to search for survivors and survey the damage, the American Red Cross is helping those in need by opening up a shelter.
Our Sydney St. Clair joins us live from Laurel County. And Sydney, you spoke with an official from Red Cross about their plans at this time.
Yes, let me tell you, the devastation here, you just can't even believe what you're seeing while you're out walking around. And now dozens are surveying that damage, and while they do that, many are now having to seek shelter. The American Red Cross opened a shelter earlier today at First Baptist Church, London. Lynn Washbish, the executive director of American Red Cross Bluegrass Chapter, says they started getting the shelter ready. They heard those storms were heading towards Kentucky. She says they can house about 50 people at the church, and they will continue to keep it open for as long as that help is needed. As of now, search and rescue continue in those damaged areas as crews continue to look for any survivors.
Yeah, there's a lot of search and rescue going on in the counties right now just to make sure that we're getting to everyone that has been impacted by the tornadoes. And so there's a lot of power lines down, there's a lot of trees down, and the more we get those moved, the more we can help those that have been impacted.
Washbish says for anyone that needs to come to the shelter to just come on in, and they will feed you and provide care, comfort, and hope so that you can start again. We'll hear later tonight from the manager of the regional airport here in London, and we'll also hear more from Governor Andy Beshear. Live in London, Sydney St. Clair, ABC 36 News Now.
All right, thank you, Sydney. Well, coming up, Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck will recap where we've been and what might be ahead of us in the forecast, T.G.
Yeah, unfortunately, a destructive and, of course, deadly evening and early part of the overnight across southern southeastern Kentucky last evening. Good time to clean up over the next couple of days because we have some more rain on the way and possibly storms by Tuesday. Your 7-day forecast is next.
It's time to save on a new Mazda during the Memorial Day sales event going on now at Paul Miller Mazda. Experience Mazda luxury at its best and feel alive with the great Mazda deals like these. New Mazda CX-50 Preferred, 36-month lease as low as $297 per month.
This is for you, Big Blue Nation.
New Mazda CX-90 Select, 36-month lease as low as $385 per month. Renew your love of driving with a luxurious new Mazda during the Memorial Day sales event going on now at Paul Miller Mazda.
You fought with honor. You served with pride. And your sacrifices will never be forgotten. At Noon and Son Funeral Home in Lawrenceburg, serving veterans and their families is something we take great pride in doing. We want to help you honor our heroes and pay tribute to those who served our country. Arrangements can be made over the phone from the comfort of your home. Call us today to learn about veterans benefits you may be entitled to. Noon and Son Funeral Home. We are committed to serving your family with compassion.
When your alarm goes on,
that's when we go online. We're on with what's new this morning.
What's happening now?
And what's next for you?
Breaking news you need to know now.
The latest forecast for you
and your family, so you're all ready for the day. Get what's new now.
And next at 5 and 6.
Right here.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long.
Good morning, America.
ABC 36, Good Morning Kentucky, and GMA.
This is the most exciting moment in painting, when the frog tape comes off. When all the swatches, samples, prep, and pride depend upon Frog Tape's best-in-class paint block technology to keep paint out and keep lines sharp. From long stretches of baseboards to complicated corners around windows to crown molding that will have you asking, what room should we paint next? Frog Tape, when it matters most.
Jeff Pecoro, sports, weeknights on ABC 36 News at 6.
A destructive evening Friday into the early hours of this Saturday across southern Kentucky, of course, with that strong and fairly long track tornado that did move near Somerset, south side of it, when meteorologist Dylan Goday and myself were tracking this storm. We showed you this picture from Jaden Sanders. That was an indication it was on the ground. And of course, we did, had our radar data confirming that as well. I want to show you the origin of this. This was a classic long track supercell. This is around 1 p.m. on Friday afternoon, about nearly 12 hours before it got to us. And it originated here around Fayetteville, Arkansas, and then it blossomed into a supercell thunderstorm as it slowly worked across southeastern Missouri, western Kentucky, and unfortunately dropped that strong tornado across southern Kentucky. It had a number of confirmed tornado warnings and radar indicated tornado warnings, and it wrapped up about 1 a.m. So again, 12 hours it was going strong. Just an incredible cell, unfortunately, that created the devastation there in southern Kentucky. Again, a quiet day, visible satellite, a lot of sunshine down south as the cleanup begins. We're looking good out there. Kentucky Horse Park here in Lexington, we're at 74. It has been a breezy day. Those winds have been up out of the west at about 15 to 20. I think we'll begin to back those down a bit. Up on the hilltop, Knott County near Hyman at the Mesonet site there, it is 77. So temperatures actually fairly comfortable, a little bit on the warm side, right around 80 across southern Kentucky. We are more so into the mid 70s, and some of those wind gusts still down south to the tune of 30, 35 miles per hour. Those should back down a bit after the sun goes down. 60 to start, 76 for the afternoon high, right where we should be, 76 and 55, the average high and low. So the front, of course, that brought all the destruction and devastating weather to southern Kentucky late last evening, it's to our south. Now it's going to put the brakes on and eventually work back to the north as a warm front. That won't be until really Monday. So fairly pleasant Saturday evening. Overnight, we'll start Sunday out into the mid 50s. And then even though we'll have, I think, a few scattered clouds around, a fairly nice day, comparable temperatures into the mid 70s for afternoon highs, but we remain dry. As we head into Monday, we start to get a little moisture riding up and over the front, and then another area of low pressure looks to cruise in here on Tuesday. So looking ahead here, note the stationary front late tomorrow, and then it begins to jog to the north as a warm front. So moisture's riding up and over it. Still looking good temperature-wise into the upper 70s, but then here comes another strong area of low pressure that's going to rotate right through the heart of the Ohio Valley. That is going to increase our rain and storm chances. And unfortunately, looking ahead, the extended severe weather outlook for Tuesday does have a good chunk of the Commonwealth in that elevated risk for more severe weather. The bullseye is across West Tennessee and the deep south, but obviously this bears monitoring as we go through the next couple of days. Fair skies, pleasant tonight, 56. Coming up for your Sunday, mostly sunny. Should be a nice day overall. A few scattered clouds here and there, 76. And the extended forecast here, looking at that storm threat that we'll keep a close eye on. One thing to note, we'll have some lingering showers, and look at the cooler air, low to mid 60s. And yes, heading into Memorial Day weekend, next weekend, we should get a bit of recovery with highs back in the low 70s.
All right, thank you, TG. Across Pulaski County and Somerset, we're following the aftermath of last night's storms. First responders and utility crews have been working nonstop to clear debris, check on residents, and restore power. Downed trees and live power lines have left many roads impassable And officials say some homes could be without electricity for several days.
The sheriff's office is urging everyone to stay home and avoid sightseeing storm damage. It only slows cleanup and puts more people at risk. Residents are also being reminded to stay away from flooded areas and down lines. In Somerset, the damage is extensive. Buildings destroyed, power is out, and trees are down across the region. The focus now is on safety, recovery, and rebuilding for a stronger community.
Save thousands this Memorial Day with employee pricing for everyone now at Paul Miller Ford. 2024 Ford F-150. 3.9% financing up to 72 months, plus an additional $1,000 bonus cash. Employee pricing for everyone.
Paul Miller Ford, your true blue dealer.
Your business property should stand out with more than just quality, and there's a company dedicated to more than just landscaping. At Rogers Lawn and Landscaping, integrity isn't just a word, it's a way of doing business. We believe in a fair quote from the start. Consultations aren't just free, they're the foundation of a personal touch that defines our work. Rogers Lawn and Landscaping, not just about creating beautiful spaces, but building relationships that last.
At Graceland Air, you can count on high-quality service every time. With our accurate knowledge and commitment to clients, you can expect solutions that work. Offering a full range of services from air conditioning service and repair, installation, to mini split systems and indoor air quality service. Join our satisfied customers who trust Graceland for all their HVAC needs. We uphold the standard of integrity bound by fairness, honesty, and personal responsibility. Graceland Air with our trusted partner York. Give us a call or check out our website today.
Need the right gear, fast? Cape Electrical Supply has it all. From commercial to industrial to residential, we have the tools and tech to power your next project. We sell gear and lining packages for all your commercial, industrial, and residential electric needs. We carry top brands like Milwaukee, Klein Tools, 3M, Pass & Seymour, and Square D. Cape Electrical Supply. People, products, power. Visit CapeElectricalSupply.com today.
No one takes it into Hollywood like Access Hollywood.
I love it.
The biggest stars on the red carpet.
What do you expect?
The hottest trends.
Very modern.
Dominating your feeds. And the artists and athletes shaping pop culture. From awards season
Hi, Barbie.
to every season.
Here at Yankee Stadium.
Kid Scott, Zuri, and I are giving you all the access you want.
Are you kidding?
Access Hollywood.
Watch Access Hollywood weeknights at 7:30 on My Kentucky.
Memorial Day savings are here right now at Paul Miller Auto Outlet. Take advantage all month of Central Kentucky's largest pre-owned selection. Want more money for your trade? Come see us first. Plus, save even more with 0 down and no payments for 90 days.
Come be a part of the winning team
at Paul Miller Auto Outlet.
Welcome back to ABC 36 News Now at 6:30.
Welcome back. Well, Kentuckians are coming together to support London and Somerset tornado survivors with a special Kentucky Strong t-shirt.
The Kentucky Shop is offering this bluegrass soft tee priced at $28. It's made with a U.S. grown cotton blend, features the classic Kentucky Shop logo on the sleeve, and Kentuckians Move Mountains Together on the chest. 100% of the proceeds will be donated to the Team Kentucky Fund once it's established, providing direct assistance to those affected by our 16 May tornadoes. Now, you can order your shirt now at the kyshop.com. Help make a difference right on the ground. Well, stay with us. Sports on the way.
The second annual VCA Woodford Animal Hospital Pet Expo happens Saturday, May 17th at Jack Kane Ford and Versailles. Bring your fur babies and enjoy free admission. Over 40 vendors, food trucks, pet demos, and a kids zone. Gates open at 10 a.m. at Jack Kane Ford, 3405 Lexington Road in Versailles.
Lexington Overstock's huge Memorial Day sale is on now. This weekend only, get incredible red, white, and blue deals. Like this pocket coil mattress for just $297. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing. Save big this Memorial Day at Lexington Overstock Warehouse.
Sunday, it's American Idol's grand finale.
We might just win this whole thing.
Live coast to coast with epic performances from music icons, including your judges. And who will become your next American Idol? John.
You've just grown so much.
Brianna.
You just really have an incredible voice.
Jamal.
You are mesmerizing. Dim the lights, and here we go.
American Idol grand finale, live Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Lexington Sporting Club Game Day Forecast airs the Friday before the soccer games at Lexington Sporting Club during Good Day Kentucky on ABC 36 News Now.
All right, short and sweet sports for you guys today. Kentucky softball taking on USC Upstate right now in the Clemson Regional first elimination game. Cats currently up 11-0 in the bottom of the sixth. So should Kentucky win, which it's looking like they will, they would play Northwestern again this evening in another elimination game. Northwestern fell to Clemson 1-0 earlier today. And finally, the 150th Preakness getting underway in just a few minutes. Post time 7:01 over on NBC. Kentucky Derby runner-up Journalism is the favorite with 8-5 odds coming out of post position 2, followed by Sandman at 4-1 odds breaking from post 7. Another Derby runner, American Promise, is a live long shot 15-1 odds out of post 3. All right, that is your look at sports. We'll be right back after the break.